everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a really cute flower pendant. We're going to be using wire, we're going to be designing with the wire, and we're also going to be using beads from Cobeads. And as I've told you guys before, Cobeads kindly provided these beads, so thank you so much to Cobeads. I will link their website down below. They're consistently having all sorts of discounts and promotions and sales, and you can get coupons. And also I do have a discount code that will also be down in the description box. They have a huge selection of beads and findings and tools, so everything you need to make beautiful jewelry. So I invite you to check it out. You won't be disappointed. The prices are really good, and like I said, they're consistently having really awesome promotions. So moving on to our tutorial, we're going to get started and let's make a flower pendant. All right, so for this tutorial we're going to need some 26 gauge wire. I'm using gold, and also some 18 gauge wire, and also in gold. We're gonna need a coiled piece. I think I wrapped this coil with either 26 or 24 gauge wire, so it's kind of on the stiffer side, but you'll see how we're using it. It's pretty cool. And also some drops. Like I said, these are provided by Cobeads, so thank you, Cobeads. And we're going to be using these little cute real gold plated little spacers. So let's get started. Oh, and I'm sorry, we're also going to be using our usual pliers, my chain nose pliers, a side cutter, and we're going to be using the round mandrel. It comes in a set. It's from Beadalon, so it comes with like a square and a triangle and an oval, and this one they're interchangeable, so they're really cool. So I'm going to use that, but you can also use something round, whatever you have, a pill bottle if you don't have something like this. You can also use those wooden mandrels that I think are from Beadsmith. I have those as well, but I think I like this one because I can show you guys which size I'll be using. And I'm also going to be using my 6-step looper. I use this so much, so this is definitely, if you like wire wrapping, this is a tool you definitely want to invest in. So we're going to be using that. So I'm going to get this out of the way, and let's start off with our bead. Let's start off with our 6-step mandrel, and I'm going to take the 18 gauge, and I'm going to work, this is what I'm going to use to make the frame. So I'm going to work off the roll so that we don't waste any wire. I'm going to make sure that the end is nice and flush, so I just cut the end like that to make it nice and straight. So I'm going to take we're going to use this one, we're going to use the 4th one like I said, and I'm going to take my 18 gauge wire and straighten it out, get it nice and warm. Straighten it out and leave about, I want to say about 1.5 inches. So we're going to leave about, why do I have this on backwards? Yeah, it should be enough, and about 1.5 inches, about there. And that's where we're going to start doing the loop. So I'm going to put it between, there and start making the loops. It doesn't matter if you do it over or under, just as long as you make that loop. I'm going to go twice until I reach the next, there we go, just like that. See, and now I have this curve like this, and again it could be less. You probably can get away with 1 inch, but as usual I exaggerate. So I'm going to put it back on this mandrel. I just wanted to show you what it looks like to hold on to it. And what I'm going to do is take this piece here and wrap this around. This is going to be our bail. So wrap it around, I want to say about three times like that. See, so now we have our little bail. You can grab your chain nose pliers and just kind of separate it like so, and then use my nails. I don't want to scratch it up. So, and then cut this like that and tuck in this little end over here. Just get this nice and tucked in. Oop. Let me see. There we go. I don't want to keep scratching it, but this is really good wire. This wire is non-tarnish and it's so good to, it's really good wire to work with. So I'm going to do that, and I'm thinking about selling this wire in my shop because it's such good wire on my website. So I'll keep you guys posted. So now that we have this nice and warm, now what we're going to do is take our mandrel and we're going to go with the number, I think, yeah, I like this one. No, let's do this one. This 4, number 4, because I want the flower to be nice and big. You can make it smaller if you want. So what we're going to do is take it right there, give it some space, because this is going to come up from the flower, and go around, and I'm going to bring it through the bottom like that, almost crossing. So we have our first, technically our first petal, and then I'm going to take my flat nose pliers right there and bend it all the way around. See, just like that, so that we can make our next petal. So going to again put this on the number 4, like so. Only this is where it gets tricky. I need to open this up a little more. And put it on there. And I'm going to wrap it. Only here's where it helps to just use your, I want to put it behind here. And just all the way up to where this bend starts. You kind of twist it all the way around, and we're going to use our nylon jaw pliers to make it nice and straight. So now we've got our second petal. I opened this one by accident. There we go. So we got petal number 2, and then I'm gonna take again my chain nose pliers and grab right here where it ends, right about there, and again I'm going to go all the way around to make our next, our next petal. I can straighten this out. Where's my nylon jaw pliers? There we go. I'm going to take this and straighten it out like this. Kind of tighten this up a little bit more. Squish it. So it's a little more like this one. There we go. And kind of give it a little more of that rounded shape. And now we can put in our next petal. So right there. And again, take this one. Oop. There we go. And all the way up until where, as usual, where this part ends here, just like that. And then now we have our next petal. So we've got these really cute round petals. So again, I'm going to take my chain nose pliers, or you can even use your round nose pliers, whichever works best for you. I just like the really little tip of my chain nose pliers, and then the really fine tip. I'm going to take it and grab it, and again go all all the way around, just like, ooh, don't do that because you'll peel the wire, like so. Okay, and then let me just get this nice and shape. We'll finish shaping it up a little bit better once we're done here. Once we're done making these petals, then I'm just going to grab it again and bring it all the way around. Trying to fight with the wire. And all the way up to where that little bend that we made is. There we go. And now we have our next petal. And I'm going to do one more. I like the 5. You can do 4 if you want, but I really like 5 petal flowers. So again, from here, where this ends, I'm going to grab our end here and bring it all the way up. And our last petal, I'm going to straighten this out. Our last petal is going to be right here. Oops. 18 gauge wire can be pretty stiff, but it'll keep that shape for you. It'll keep a nice shape of it's perfect for making wire shapes. There we go. So, and now we're going to just do the last bend, which we can attach to our center wire, our bail wire. Well, I'll fix it right now. I'm going to go through I want to go through the back, but we'll fix that in a minute. All right, and just like that. And there we go. We got our 5 little petals like that. And what I'm going to do is cut it. Now we can go ahead and cut right around here to shape our flower. Nope. Yeah, right around there. We're going to put it right there, and I'm just going to leave a little lip, just like that, just so we can tie it to our bail. This bail is just being unruly. It's all over the place. There we go. And you can reshape the petals and make sure they're all nice and even. Bring them together. You know, I'm just gonna bring these together like this, and this like here, and this one right there. There we go. So now what we're gonna do is cut some of our, we're gonna use our 26 gauge wire to put our frame together before we start to decorate our flower. So what I'm going to do is kind of anchor it right about there, and you can easily, I might have to cut a piece now that I think about it, but right for now I can just go through here like that. Oop. Like that, and then I'm going to go through here, just kind of bring it together, see, and I'm going to do 2 times on each petal. Oop. What about there we go. And you can pull the petals tighter if you want, but I think that's fine as far as how close I want my petals. It's okay if you have the wire showing here, because that's going to be hidden in a minute. Oops, I got this up backwards. Because, no, where's the bail? Like I said, this bail is so unruly. All right. So, now for this one, we're going to, right there. Well, first, I'm going to anchor it to this before I wrap it around the bail one. I'm going to do 2, like so, and then just to kind of get it nice and tight. Did I do 2? Yep. And now I'm going to move my bail this way, and I'm going to wrap it. This is where I'm going to need to cut my wire. Where is it? There we go. Come on, why are you getting wrapped over here? Where is it? How did it even get in there? I have no idea. There we go. So we're going to wire this one together, and now I'm just going to cut a big piece. Just kind of like maybe 12 inches. That should be enough to wrap it nice and tight. So, going to, oops, what I want to do, if it lets me, is wrap this one on here. Like that. There we go. And again, I will be straightening this out in a minute. It looks a little wonky right now, but it'll all come together in a minute. So now you can pull on this one, and then I'm going to go through here, get that nice and tight, do 2, like that. And then again through this one. And all right, so now that I have it all together, now I need to stretch this out to just resize it. And this one ended up being a little wonky, so you can kind of put them back in here and squeeze them so that they're nice and round, and make sure that you separate this one. This one I also need to squeeze a little bit up here so it plays nice with the bail, like that. And move this one to the side over here, just so that it, there we go. And make sure this one looks a little wonky on me. I'm gonna grab that and squeeze that like that. So see, now that the petals are all nicely squeezed, let's put this one right here, and there we go. There. So yeah, the number four was perfect to have the bail. Oops, sorry if I've been, hopefully I haven't been out of, it's perfect to have the bail sticking out, and you want to make sure that it's going like this, so this is behind, so when you're wrapping you are paying attention to that part of it. And now we're going to cut these two little strings holding out over here, and All right, now to move on to our next step. So this is where our coil comes into play. So what we're going to do is, once you have the coil, you're going to stretch it out like this. See how it just kind of stretches out there? You might need more than one, but I'm hoping that we can get away with this, just this one. And you're going to wrap it, start at any corner you want. I guess it doesn't matter. Or any petal. And you're going to bring it through like so. Sorry, my hands are so shaky. I'm learning how to wire crochet and my hands are so weak right now. It's called Peruvian crochet. I don't know if you guys have heard. I don't know if you say it that way in English, but it's a beautiful way of doing wire jewelry, because you actually wire crochet everything. Earrings, you can do everything, even like and then so before I move on to before I continue with that, I'm going to just stretch the coil and just bring it around again anywhere I can, as many times as you can. So yeah, you can do like beautiful earrings. I'm gonna move on to different petals to see if I'm gonna need more of this coil. You can do beautiful earrings, and they even do headpieces for brides, you know, like crowns. So let me see, and go over here. Like so, and you'll see once we do more coils, because I want it to be, yeah, we might need more than one. So I'll run and get some more in a minute. And because it's going to go all over here, I'm going to put it through here. Oop. Like that. And stretch out, put it through here, through there, and through there. Oh, no, you know what? I don't want it to overlap too much. Just make it continue, even though it's continuous, just keep it to one petal so it doesn't look like a big blob at the end. So definitely make sure that you're getting in the middle here of each petal. And stretch, wrap it again. Both my kids are home. They're teenagers and they like the drama or the video games, one or the other. And how am I gonna, I'm gonna bring this one through here and then stretch again. And there we go. And then bring it through the middle and the center. Like that. And you can either just kind of go over the piece or you can wrap it. But I think the curls hold the sides really well on each other. But you can also wrap it around if you want. Seems to hold on better though, I think, when we wrap it around the petal or the wire part of it, the frame. And there. Trying to make it last, but I don't think it's gonna last. So I'm just gonna cut this off here. So you can already start to see how pretty it's gonna look. So once we put, it's gonna need one more full coil, and it's gonna look really, really, let me put this up here. It's gonna look really, really pretty. So let me go and fill it up with more coil, and I'll be right back to finish this pendant off. So I did another wire, I did a lot of the wire coil from the 26 gauge and added it here. As you can see, now it's nice and full. And now what we can do is make sure that all, you know, you can kind of play around with it, make sure all the little holes are full. Because if you add another coil, then it'll be way too much. I guess maybe you could add half more, but I don't know. I think it's full enough. What do you guys think? Leave me in the comments below if you'd add more coil or this is enough. Let me know. And kind of want to move these around, kind of cover up any holes that I still see. You know, you can kind of play around with these little coils, but once it's nice and full like this, then what you can do is grab your nylon jaw pliers and squish it all. I mean, not too hard, but just enough to where it's not so raised on the side and it looks like really nice curls. And I remember when I first saw this technique, I was like, what did they use to make that? That looks so pretty. And when I saw how easy it is, I was like, wow, I need to try that. And I've made several earrings and using this technique. It's fun. And it just doesn't take too much to make a piece look pretty interesting. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Have you seen something or made something like this? Again, let me know in the comments. And there we go. I just kind of push this up a little bit. I mean, push this over here. And this one here. Now what we're going to do is make our center. And let's see, what I'm going to use for that is, where did I leave those? Oh. What I'm going to use for that are these drops here, and with the same 26 gauge wire. Now all we're going to do is again take our 26 gauge wire and just going to leave a space like about there. Put this drop here, and then I'm just going to frame this drop right here and wrap it around. Oh, I do need to cut a piece. Either you add them all to your wire or you're going to have to cut a piece. So hopefully I don't need to add wire, so I'm going to cut a longer piece. I can always make coils if I go over too much. So now we're going to wrap. Oops, I need to anchor it first. So anchor. And like so. And just go behind your initial wrap. And as usual, it's kind of like a herringbone. It's kind of like a herringbone, but it's more of a framing your drop like that. See? And then we're going to do more of these. Oops. Let me see. There we go. Add another one with the small side facing down. And kind of leave like 1 millimeter of space on the bottom, like that. Then you can wrap this one. Kind of close by there. Got another drop. So I'm going to do one more, and then I'll go and do the rest of them. Probably going to need about 6 drops and come back. So again, we just leave, where am I? Oh, this is the back, like that. So just leave a little bit of space here. Just leave a little bit of space. Take it over, wrap this around. Sorry, I have to hold this in place to like that, and behind the little drop, like so. Make sure that you're not putting it, there we go, and do one last wrap, and then move on to your next drop. So I'm going to go and add some more, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm done with the little flower. I ended up adding more drops on the bottom part, and I wrapped them the same and just kind of zigzag through them so that they would be all nice and tucked in underneath. But this is what it looks like, and now I have the wire, the 26 gauge wire, coming up off the top, through the middle I mean, and I'm going to take these little gold spacers that are very well wrapped and excuse my son, he apparently thinks he's a gorilla. And I'm gonna take that and I'm going to thread in a few of these, like so. And there we go. I think let's see if we can, and now that I added that, I'm just going to thread it down through the same little, there's like a little hole in the middle here, in between all the drops, to bring it down here. Make sure you have it shaped the way you want it. Hopefully I don't, what is going on? Oh, the little beads are in the way. Come on, there we go. And I'm going to, come on. I'm going to grab I need my pliers to kind of make that little circle I wanted. If you don't want to struggle as much as I am, you can make the circle separate and thread it on through the middle. There we go. So now we have a little circle of beads in there. These little gold ones, just to cover up all that wire work and add a little more, little nice decoration to our flower. So there we go. Now we have our flower with the little beads in the center, little gold beads, like so. And then what we're going to do is just thread it through here, through the center of our big flower, and like that, and there we go. See, you could always put, if you wanted to, bigger drops, but I don't know. I think it looks, look, it looks cute. What do you guys think? And then I'm just gonna twist, but don't twist too much because you'll harden your wire and you'll break it. And then cut the ends. Like that, and then just make sure this doesn't, tuck it back in there. All right, and there we go. So this is our little wire pendant. What do you guys think? Did you like it? Then you can just thread a chain. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I think it's super cute. You could just hang it off a, like I said, off a pendant, or you could put a pin here and make it a brooch. Yes. You can make it a brooch if you just put a little pin here and put it on a coat. Now that the winter's coming, that would look super cute. Or you could make the petals, you know, really small, make some earrings. It's just, you know, to match this one. The possibilities are endless. Let me know what you guys think, and you know, if you make this, don't forget to tag me on Instagram at Cardinal Beads and more. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and want to see more tutorials like this, and I also do subscription box unboxings, then don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, and then right next to it is the little notification bell, so you get notified every time I upload a new video. So thanks for watching. Stay safe, take care, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.